Hello, it's rainy season here in Washington. So this is going to be the next couple months. It's alright, I like it. I hate heat, so this is much better. But today's not about Washington's global whatever. It's about grill trim. Now, I had on the C50 here, I had the upper piece of trim was all smashed and mangled, and this grill has had a rough life. And so what I ended up doing is I found some poor farmer and I stole this off his truck. And what it is it's like a literally immaculate grill section. Now, the upper and the lower, I believe, are the same. I grabbed this off the bottom, I believe, and it fits the top, so they're the same piece of metal. Now, also, I got a tripod. I finally spent the $7 in Idaho to buy a tripod. But I didn't even end up using it for the trip, but I have one now, and it makes life a lot easier. You see how smooth that was? No more balancing my phone on shit because I'm lazy and cheap. The 67 and 68 small trucks, C10, 20, 30, have these two grill sections, much like the C50s, although the C50s are much more manly, in my opinion. Now, who would have guessed that the same trim clips work in the 67, 72 C50s? I wouldn't have, because the trim is like way thicker and bigger, but the diameter is like exactly the same. And so I took the risk and I was like, I bet it should work. And it did. And now, after this truck not having its upper grill section forever, you can't even tell that it doesn't have it on, but it now is complete. And if you line these up correctly, which is very easy to do because it's slide like nothing, you get grill trim in the truck. Obviously, you have to put the bolts into it. These are what the little clips look like here. It's a little threaded piece with these two random looking things on it. And they look random, but I promise they make it work. So what you do essentially is, like, if you've got the trim right here, you stick it in, and then you take this part, and the rounded side of that, see how one side's rounded and one has a point on it? This rounded part right here, that goes against the trim. This little guy points into air in the middle of the trim. So don't try to do it the other way, because if you do it that way, things happen. So, this has been a short but educational video on C50s and 67 to 72 C10 2030s, for the grill trim being the same trim. Something extra to mention is on this side, to get this center one in all the way, I had to remove the headlight bucket, well, only because the voltage regulator has to come out to go that in, and of course, regulator, what did I say? All the mounts for it are absolutely dry rotted, so now it's zip tied with the glove to the bracket here. And so, yeah, you do have to remove the regulator to get this one in. And you have to take the battery out to get this one. And so you have the access hole for it right there. But now it's fully installed. Very happy with it.